Have you ever been taught that getting a good job and saving money is the safest path to wealth? What if I told you that most of us were taught the wrong lesson? Today we're unpacking Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki's modern classic that sold millions and created an army of readers who think about money differently. By the end of this video you'll know the book's core lessons, what to do next, and whether it's actually worth your time. About the author and the book's place. Published in 1997, Rich Dad Poor Dad is a mix of memoir and practical advice. Robert Kiyosaki contrasts two father figures, his biological, poor dad, and his friend's entrepreneurial, rich dad, to show how belief systems about money form early and influence every financial decision. It's not a how-to guide on stock picking, it's a mindset book that reframes how you see assets, liabilities, and cash flow. Core thesis summary. At its heart the book makes one big argument: the poor and middle class work for money, the rich make money work for them. Kiyosaki says schools teach us to be employees, not entrepreneurs or investors. So if you want a different result you need to think differently about earning, saving, risk and education. Explanation of assets versus liabilities. Kiyosaki's most famous lesson: buy assets, not liabilities. He defines assets as anything that puts money into your pocket, rental properties, businesses, stocks that pay dividends, and liabilities as things that take money out, a big car loan, a huge mortgage you can't rent, or consumer debt. This simple distinction, he argues, is the foundation of wealth. Why that framing matters. It sounds obvious, but most personal finance advice mixes the two. Kiyosaki pushes you to think of every purchase like a business decision. Will this buy me freedom or chain me to monthly payments? That mental filter changes decisions fast. Financial education over credentials. The book versus formal schooling. One of the loudest critiques in the book is that schools teach to pass tests, not to manage money. Kiyosaki says financial education, understanding cash flow, taxes, corporations and investing, is what differentiates the financially secure from everyone else. Practical takeaway here: that doesn't mean ditch school. It means seek financial education in addition to formal education, through courses, mentors, books, and practice. Think of it as a separate skill set you should deliberately learn. The Cashflow Quadrant. Briefly, intro to the quadrant idea. Kiyosaki introduces the Cashflow Quadrant later in his work: employee, self-employed, business owner, investor. Each quadrant represents a way people get paid. For long-term wealth, he suggests moving from E/S to B/I, building systems and investments that produce passive cash flow. Why that movement matters. The idea isn't about status, it's risk, leverage, and time. Businesses and investments can scale beyond the limits of your personal labor. That's how people build substantial wealth without working 80 hours a week. Real examples and stories. Memoir-style examples. Kiyosaki uses short stories: how a boy learns about taxes, how a real estate deal taught him leverage, and how the rich dad runs businesses as lessons rather than theory. These stories are memorable and make complex ideas feel simple, which is why the book has stuck with readers. Strength of storytelling. If you're new to financial thinking, the narrative approach is powerful. It converts abstract terms into human moments. But be careful, stories are not the same as step-by-step blueprints. Criticisms and what the book lacks. Common critiques summarized. There are real critiques. Critics say the book is light on actionable, concrete steps, some examples are vague, and skeptics question how universal Kiyosaki's anecdotes are. Others point out risky advice about debt and leverage that, if followed blindly, can be dangerous. Balanced take. So how should you read it? Take the mindset lessons seriously, but pair them with practical education, accounting basics, risk management, legal tax strategies from reputable sources, and mentorship from people who've executed the strategies safely. Actionable steps based on the book. Financial self-inventory. Step 1. Take a ruthless inventory of your cash flow. Write down what comes in and what goes out for 3 months. Identify items that are liabilities in disguise. This is a foundation exercise recommended by the book. Build small income-producing assets. Step 2. Start building small, scalable assets. This could be a dividend stock position, a micro-entrepreneur project, or a rental unit. The logic: practice being an owner in small, lower-risk ways before scaling up. Educate deliberately. Step 3. Invest in financial education. Learn how taxes and corporations work in your country, understand how to structure deals and how to read cash flow statements. Real learning prevents many of the common traps. Surround yourself with a team. Step 4. Find a team: an accountant, a lawyer, mentors, and peers. Kiyosaki emphasizes that the wealthy build teams to do what they don't personally know how to do. Hire expertise where your risk is highest. What I liked most. Personal praise. My favorite part is the mindset reset. Once you start defining purchases as assets or liabilities, daily decisions change. The book is a powerful gateway that gets people to ask important questions they weren't asked in school. Biggest weaknesses again. Personal critique. Biggest weakness, lack of tactical depth for beginners. If you follow only the book and borrow heavily without real knowledge, you can get into trouble. Pair it with practical personal finance books and conservative mentors if you're risk-averse. Adding. Who should read this book? Target audience. This book is best for people who are curious, bored with standard advice, and willing to learn. If you're starting from zero financial awareness, the book can be a life-changing nudge. If you're an experienced investor, you'll get less new substance but may still enjoy the framing. Comparing it to other finance books. Where it sits in the bookshelf, think of Rich Dad Poor Dad as a mindset primer. Pair it with practical companions like budgeting and investing guides for tactical skills. Together, they cover both mindset and mechanics. Practical example walkthrough. Mini case study. Let me give a quick example. Jason has a job, a $20,000 car loan, and $5,000 in savings. Using the book's lens, the car is a liability. Jason could sell the car, reduce liabilities, and use those funds to buy a small dividend stock that pays passive income while he learns real estate basics. It's not a magic trick, it's a shift in priority. Final verdict and rating. Final verdict. Rich Dad Poor Dad is worth reading if you need a mental reset about money. I'd give it 3.5 to 4 out of 5 for impact, but pair it with hands-on education before you copy anything involving heavy debt or leverage. If you found this review useful, hit like and subscribe. I break down more finance books and walk through practical steps you can use next week. Comment below, what would you do first if you read Rich Dad Poor Dad? Sell a liability. Start a side business. I'll read the top comments and make a follow-up video. Remember, books change how you see the world. Actions change your world. Rich Dad Poor Dad may change your view. Just make sure your next moves are smart and informed.